black men. And I'm not saying this is each and every single black man, right? But hear me out. The only time that you see them parading their children around, a lot of times, enough times, it's when their kids are mixed with something else. All of a sudden, they're going to Little League. They're parent-teacher night. They're all involved. They're getting a job. They want to be good daddies. You got to respect the black women, though. And I can say that because I pay attention. I paid attention to one thing that's different than my culture, right? Panamanian culture. As soon as the young black woman gets pregnant, she goes and with big belly and all, she goes and take a training class. I don't care if she's doing home attendant, working in the hospital, wearing scrubs, or what she's doing, but she's going to one of those training schools. And then she gets a job. But you know where the brother's at? He's still on the benches. He's still hanging outside. He's still doing the same thing. And sometimes he be like, yo, I gotta hustle hard. He got a family now. And he making like sneaker money. And she moving up. And after that, she probably try to sign herself up for college. She doing different things because now she got a kid to be responsible for. And he's slow motion with it. Blaming everybody.
Hey, the white man's trying to keep us down, and the black woman's trying to keep us down.
Everybody trying to keep us back. Maybe it's the fact that you have a record that you racked up. You racked up that record. Maybe that's why you can't get into certain things and get certain things, because you did that. It's not everybody else's fault. How is it going to be everybody else's fault but your fault? But listen, I'm not attacking every one of y'all. I'm talking about the ones who this applies to. And I'm not saying it in a hateful way. If you listen to me, you see that it is a good thing what I'm doing. I'm not criticizing you. But let's go back to what I said at the beginning. Most of the pew-pews that you hear, hold up, before I go that far. I lived in New York City. New York City is diverse, okay? There are areas where mostly white people live and areas mostly black people live, but we got the mixed areas, okay? Even in those areas, when you hear of somebody pew-pew somebody to death, who did it? To whom? You don't hear them killing anyone else. You don't hear, oh, black man shoots Indian guy, Chinese guy, Asian guy, or Hispanic. No. I mean, Hispanic it could be, but most of the time, they killing anything that reminds them of who they are, anything that looks like them. I've seen this a few times. I've seen a black woman going through something in the street, maybe in distress somehow, some type of distress, whatever. And dudes just stand around and they talk amongst themselves and they don't do nothing. They don't help her at all. You know who jump in? Other black women and Spanish women. All the women from the neighborhood jump in and say something. And y'all boys, y'all men are just standing there letting it happen. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But you know what I've seen? I've seen other women of other races being in distress, and I've seen them like, yo, I've seen them jump in. They don't care as long. So tell me, who's racist against who? Now, all of us hurt every time we hear another young man, by the COPs, another young man, somebody's father, somebody uncle, somebody this and that. We hurt because those are our sons, our brothers, our husbands, and all that. But would they be that hurt for us if it was us going through it? I know I'm holding my head because I know I'm getting in trouble. But I'm speaking facts. And I hope that what I'm saying right now helps somebody instead of y'all just hating on me. I'm telling the truth. When somebody's house in the hood gets robbed, guess who did it? Guess who did it? They have abandoned their community. They abandon their black children. They abandon their women. See, what happened, what I noticed is that they love black women when the black women are young and untouched, right? Don't have no children, crispy, ready for the world. Damn, she fine. Gotta have her. And as soon as she has his children, he's like, yo, old girl over there, I know she ain't black, but she fine. I gotta have her. And that's the one you want a wife. Our community have no men. When something happens in the community, and everybody's outside. You look at the movies. The movies show it, or everybody's outside, like the cops are, doing what they do in the hood to people, and everybody's like, stop doing that! Don't do that to him. He's a little boy. This and that. I've looked around. You know what I see? I see women of all ages, young and old, and in between, and I see old men and I see young men. I don't see men in the middle. They're not there. And somebody can argue and say, well, they're at work. I don't care if it happens on a weekend. Whenever it happens, they're not there. They are not there. You see teenage young men. You see little kids, little smaller kids. And then you see maybe older teenagers, or early 20s. And then you see older men, that just probably got home or retired or broken down, can't work, get an SSI and stuff like that. And so when they broken down, they come back home. They come back to the community. But when they're looking fine, making their money, everybody's looking for them, they're hot. And doing, when they thriving, they're not in the community. Now, if y'all think I'm talking crap, pay attention to your community if you live in a hood. Pay attention. Pay attention. Like, in a way, I'm kind of mad while I'm saying this, but I'm also hoping that this means something to somebody. Y'all wake up. Look at what you're doing. And I'm proud of being black, but I wasn't born here. Black Americans, look, run everything, do everything. There's a lot of talent in the hood. A lot of different talent in the hood. Sometimes we don't know what to do with a good thing. But anyway, let me not change the subject. I think they're the real racists. It's everybody's fault but their fault. You're not in your community. You don't take care of your children. You abandon them, throw them probably a bone here and there. You don't think you need to respect your baby mother when she's black. When you get her pregnant, she's no good, huh? But you get somebody else pregnant. And y'all, let me tell y'all something. No, I shouldn't say this. I remember when I was younger, I met a guy, and he was like, let me touch the back of your hair. And I was like, what for? He's like, let me check your baby hairs. He's checking my baby hairs because I was born in Panama. And he wanted to see if there were, I don't know, maybe he was planning on getting me pregnant. I hope you guys get why I'm saying what I'm saying. You look at the face of a black man, it's so easy for you to do him damage or want to do him damage. But if it was the same situation with somebody else that's not black, you wouldn't even think of doing that. You want to call him racist, you want to say other things, you want to argue, you want to do other things, but you don't want to, only when he looks like you. Why you guys hate y'all people so much? It's crazy. The whole world right now loving black Americans. But every time a lot of you look at each other, you want to pull her weave off and embarrass her. I even seen black girls defend white girls in school. But not anyone else that looks like them. They don't defend. I'm talking about white girls that didn't know. Not other people that look like them. They won't. Something is really, 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 really wrong. Something is really wrong. It has to be energetically. It's crazy how you can just look a little boy, have a little boy that look just like you, man, and you just turn your back on him. One time, real quick, a friend of mine worked at a barbershop. And, well, I was in a barbershop because I had a store in the back. I'm not going to give you the long story, but I was walking out the door, and that boy, I know him because he's a friend of the family. Well, my family know him. And he was walking in the store. No, he was walking out of the store because he hung out at the barbershop. His friend opened the barbershop. So he's walking out of the store, and his, I think, 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid, and I think it was his birthday, he was walking in the store, and I think he was doing it because he knew his daddy hung out there. That guy was rolling, right? And he literally walked by his fucking son. He walked by his son. Then, grab his head and say what's up. And it's your birthday today, good morning, night. You just walk like this, walk by his son. And in my entire life, I've never seen that before. You walk by your son and don't even say nothing to him. I don't care if I walk by my child 10 times. Unless I'm busy running around getting food, doing things, I'm saying something to my child. Now, do other cultures do that? Probably. But we're not talking about them today, are we? And we shouldn't be so busy with what people are doing in their house. We're talking about our house, our community, black community. Something's really wrong with that.